Hi, everyone. Welcome to Communications 202 Fundamentals of Speech. My name is Sydney O'Shaughnessy, and I will be your instructor for this semester. I wanted to jump on here really fast and provide you a video so that you can see how this class is laid out and where you can find all your resources, as well as just take a minute to introduce myself to you so that it doesn't feel so like inhuman. Like I'm truly here, I'm truly grading all of your work and watching all of your speeches, and I'm always here for to answer any of your questions. But first things first, I teach this class online every semester. I've been an adjunct professor at Shepherd for 2 years now, but this is not my full time job. I am also a director of communications for a nonprofit in Washington, D.C., so that is what I do for the majority of my time. However, if you need to find me on campus, I also teach Introduction to Journalism, and I'm also the faculty advisor for the student newspaper. So that's where you can find me. Okay, so let's just jump in and go through the Brightspace page so you can see how I have everything laid out and get a good start to your semester. Okay, so let's just jump in. This is our Brightspace homepage. And on the Brightspace homepage, you can see a few pieces of information. First, I put this section here just to give you a brief overview and also make our very first things highly accessible. So you can find our syllabus right here, and you can also find our welcome message right here. But once you get used to using our Brightspace page, you will not this is not going to be needed anymore. Also, you'll see that I put my email over here in case you needed to email me. I will say that I am highly accessible via email. So if you have questions, please send me an email and I will get back to you within 2 or 3 days, if not sooner. I am not always accessible in person or on Zoom or video call. So if you do have a question, that's kind of the mode that you should be reaching out to me. Um, Lastly, you will see this announcement section. I really highly recommend that you come and you check our Brightspace page regularly every single week. I think on Fridays, so at the end of the week, I will put an announcement that's looking towards the next week. And so in that announcement, I'll put tips, I'll put reminders for things that you have to do. I'll give sometimes feedback, like full class feedback. So definitely look at the announcements. Sometimes I do videos like this one, but most of the time it's just like a text announcement so that you guys know what's coming up. Um, so that's kind of all that's happening here on our homepage, our course home. But then the meat of this course all happens in the content section. So you're going to click on the content, and that's how you're going to navigate through this course. First, you can see our syllabus is right here. You can just click it, and there it is. At the end of this video, I will be going through some key points in the syllabus that are important for you all to know. But then, of course, here is your start here, which this was linked on the homepage. But this is kind of what I expect you to do in our first week together. So this week. Um, this is an asynchronous course, as you know, but you still have deadlines. So this, I really just wanted to make it extremely easy for to like learn how to navigate and to do assignments in this class. So for this first week, I just want you to click on the syllabus, read the syllabus, um, click on your first speech assignment, and just do it. And also, here's your textbook. Sorry, I'm not being very eloquent this semester. My last semester's video was so much better than this one. Anyways, the thing to note is that you do have a speech assignment due on August 30th, and that is coming right up. However, I don't want you to get nervous about it. This is just your opportunity to practice speaking to your camera as well as practice actually submitting a video, because that is like the bulk of what you're doing is you're creating speeches and you're submitting them for me to review. And so this first assignment is just your chance to introduce yourself to me. It doesn't have to be super professional. You do not need to prepare in advance, but you do need to take a video, upload it to YouTube, publish it as an unlisted video, then take that link and submit it to receive credit. And so this is your opportunity just to practice doing that. But I'm not going to belabor this anymore. Okay. Then, as you go through week by week, I tried to make it very clear. Okay, week one, this is all the things you're going to be doing on week one. You're going to be reading chapters 1 through 4, 14, and 19. Every single chapter that we do in this class, you have a related quiz. I will go over that more in depth later, but I also, under each one, you'll see your slides, you'll see some other handouts. And so you are free to just go through that at the pace that is comfortable for yourself. But I have made sure that everything is kind of laid out for you. I try to put like a to-do list on each week so you can see exactly what you should be working on. And if you see like, okay, week one is chapter 1 through 4, and maybe that there's another week that you should be doing the same thing, I'm not going to put the things under week 2 as well. Just go back up to week 1 and find your resources. I know you all know how to use Brightspace. And it just carries on all the way through till the very end. So that is our content tab. The next tab that you should be worried about is your assignments tab. This assignment, it lays out all of your assignments for the entire semester as well as their due dates. Again, this is an asynchronous class. You can go through these assignments as quickly as you'd like. However, they do have due dates. And so if you are, finishing your assignments in advance, that's fine. There's no penalty. But because you have the opportunity to do them as quickly and on your own time, I don't accept late work because you know exactly what's coming up. And so if you have travel for sports or theater or art or something, you can plan ahead and do the work that would be due during your travel. I know there are exceptions. If like an emergency comes up with your family or something, please email me. We will work something out. But largely, I don't accept late work. And it's because this is an asynchronous class. Okay. Going through the types of assignments, though, you will see your first assignment is just a reaction video. Again, just practicing doing the process. And then you'll see that we have homework assignments and then speech assignments. Homework assignments are based on your reading. They're written out. So you should be using complete sentences, paragraph form. You should be writing and reflecting on your reading. Sometimes the homework assignments seem long, but I also just take that opportunity to like add additional resources for you to internalize. So sometimes they're like little mini lessons. You'll like see little videos, or they'll have like extra information in them. I try to keep all of the homework assignments 10 questions or less. And then each speech assignment is, I like to call them rounds. So every time you see a round one, round two, round three, that is a speech assignment. And that is going to tell you that you are going to be preparing a speech, practicing your speech, and delivering a speech, and then handing it in as a nice, polished speech. Sometimes, and I would say most of the time, I also require you to hand in a written outline as well. I will say though, when you are doing your speech assignments, do not edit your video. I don't I don't care if you like can mess up and then chop it out. Like that's not the purpose of learning how to do public speaking. Just try to really imagine that you're doing public speaking in front of the whole class, right? Like if we had this in person, you wouldn't be able to stop and start and stop and start. You would just have to prepare in advance and then do your speech in one shot, and that's that. So I really hope that you take that advice because I will take off points if I see any jump cuts. Okay, so that's that. Oh, the next thing is quizzes. Here are your chapter quizzes. They're 10 questions, multiple choice. You get two chances to get a 100. I think that you get 30 minutes as well, and they're just 100% related to the reading. So every single chapter has a related quiz. And then we do these quizzes for every chapter so that we do not have to do a midterm. So that's why we don't have a midterm. However, you will have a final exam. It will open up on the first day of finals and close on the last day. Don't even worry about that now. Also, it's not really stressful, so don't worry about it. Of course, you also have your grades and your calendar and to see your classmates. But that's pretty much it for how to navigate our site. So now I think we should go through the syllabus together. All right, so here is our syllabus. The beginning of the syllabus is just the classic syllabus. This is the book that you will be needing to read throughout the semester. Um, Otherwise, it's just a normal syllabus. But I do want you to pay attention to this chart right here. This is breaks down all of your assignments and all of the points that are associated with your assignment. And so you can kind of see by how many points that they are worth, kind of the level of effort that is required. So for like round 4 and round 2, those speeches, they have like a few more requirements than like your round 1 speech. So that is the points breakdown for your assignment. If you keep going, you can see how those points translate into a letter grade. Um, this class is something that I really feel is like a choose your own adventure. If you complete all of the requirements, you will most likely get an A. But to be very specific about it, you need 648 points to get an A. Late work is not accepted unless there's an emergency, and if you do submit late work, you only get half the original points. And this is really because this is an asynchronous class. You have all of your work up front, and you can really plan around your deadlines. Um, I also like to take a minute to call out the extra credit assignment that I offer. This one's actually kind of fun. The students that take me up on this one, we usually just have fun chatting. But you can get an additional 20 points for setting up a mock job interview with me. And what that looks like is you tell me what your career aspirations are post grad, and we'll just kind of select a job in that field, and I'll prepare some questions in advance. We'll do like 10 to 15 minute interview, and then we'll kind of do 10 or 15 minutes to talk about how that went, to just kind of put your public speaking skills into application. And this is like 20. I would say like 20 points is kind of good. Like if you, for example, like miss 2 chapter quizzes, there you go. That's kind of the weight of this. Moving on, moving on, moving on. You'll read all this. Okay, this is the other part of the syllabus that I think is really important and really helpful. I wrote out a course timeline for you, and so it just breaks each week into checklists of things that you need to do. And I also made sure to highlight things that are actually due in Brightspace. And so you'll see in this first week, you have to reply to my welcome video, which you're watching right now, ooh, meta, on Sunday. And then as you go down, you can see that I've also highlighted in green all of your homework assignments that are due, and in yellow, all of your video speech assignments that are due. And so I just try to break it down really easily. You have the dates of each week onto the side so that you can see exactly what's going on. Um, and then at the end, you'll see your final exam. And so that's kind of how the syllabus looks. And please let me know if you have any questions. All right, that's all. That's all I have for you to kind of outline the rest of the semester and what you can expect. But again, please reach out via email with any questions that you have. I'm more than happy to help you, especially through growing pains. If some of you, this is your first asynchronous class, like I know it can be a lot, but trust me, you will get used to it and it's going to be fine. Good luck. Try to have fun. I think the magic of this class is that I really get to see the things that you're passionate about, and you get to do all of your speeches about things that you're passionate about. And I really love kind of learning about you and being able to be a part of it. And so good luck and reach out if you have any questions, and we'll talk soon. Bye.